Let's talk about desire, not the surface-level kind, but the kind that hooks a man so deeply he finds himself thinking about you long after the lights are out and the sheets have cooled. When most people think about what keeps a man coming back, they immediately assume it's something physical, a technique, a position, a look, or a specific moment that plays out like a scene in a movie. But the truth is, those things fade quickly when there's no emotional presence behind them. A man doesn't become addicted to a woman simply because of what she does. He becomes addicted to how she makes him feel while she's doing it. And emotional presence is what creates that lasting impression. It's not about being perfect or knowing all the right moves. It's about showing up fully in the moment, emotionally and mentally present, not detached or overthinking, but fully engaged in the connection that's happening between two people. When a woman is emotionally present in bed, she's not just lying there hoping to impress him. She's there to feel and experience him. She's in her body, not in her head. She's not worried about how she looks from the side, or whether she's being too much. She's tuned in, listening with her body, feeling with her senses, allowing her intuition to guide her. And when a man feels that, it hits different. He doesn't just feel turned on, he feels seen, he feels chosen. He feels like he matters, and that changes the entire game. Presence is rare. Most people operate from a place of habit, anxiety, or performance. They do what they think is expected instead of being who they are. And men, whether they say it or not, notice the difference immediately. A woman who is emotionally present shows that she's not afraid to be vulnerable, to feel, to connect on a level that goes deeper than the physical. She breathes with him. She looks into his eyes. She feels the energy between them like it's a living thing. She doesn't rush past the moments that feel too real. She leans into them, and in doing that, she makes him feel like he's experiencing something that he won't find just anywhere. This is the kind of woman who doesn't need to do more to be unforgettable. Her power is in her stillness, her softness, her attention. She listens with her body. She's not trying to impress. She's allowing herself to enjoy, to open, to receive. And that energy is magnetic. It draws a man in and leaves him wanting more, not because of what happened physically, but because of how deeply he felt emotionally. A man becomes addicted to that level of depth because it taps into a part of him that he doesn't get to access very often. Most people only scratch the surface, but she gives him something far more rare, genuine intimacy. There's a profound shift that happens in a man when he feels truly accepted by a woman, especially in moments of intimacy. In a world where men are often expected to be performers, protectors, and providers, there are very few spaces where they're allowed to just be asterisk. But when a woman creates a safe space in bed where there's no pressure to be perfect, where he can be vulnerable, playful, and completely himself, that's when something deeper ignites. It's not just about chemistry anymore. It becomes emotional nourishment. He finds something in her presence that he can't easily explain, but he keeps returning to it because it feels like home. A safe space isn't built on words alone. It's built on energy. It's in the way she touches him, not to manipulate, but to connect. It's in the way she responds to him, not with judgment, but with curiosity and warmth. It's how she makes room for both his strength and his softness. When he senses that he doesn't have to perform or impress her to be enough, he starts to relax. And when a man truly relaxes in a woman's presence, he opens up emotionally in ways that even he may not expect. That emotional opening becomes the key to deeper intimacy. and once that door has been opened, it's hard for him to go back to anything less. Desire deepens when it's safe to express. When she invites him in not just physically, but emotionally, he starts to associate her with peace, pleasure, and emotional safety. That combination is rare. Most men don't experience that even in long-term relationships. But when a woman is able to create that space where he feels like his whole self is welcome, flaws, fears, fantasies, and all, it touches a part of him that's been starved for that kind of acceptance. He doesn't just feel turned on. He feels wanted in a way that has nothing to do with his status, his looks, or his performance. This kind of woman is not afraid of his depth. She doesn't shy away when he drops the mask. She doesn't make fun of his vulnerability or flinch at his rawness. Instead, she meets him there. She leans in. She shows him that she's not just there for the good parts, but also for the real parts. And that is what creates addiction. Not obsession, not dependency, but a deep craving for the emotional safety and freedom he feels in her presence. That safety becomes the foundation for explosive chemistry, playful experimentation, and emotional intimacy that keeps deepening. Because now it's not just about the physical moment. It's about the emotional experience that surrounds it. He feels like he can be fully known and fully wanted at the same time. Confidence is one of the most magnetic qualities a woman can bring into the bedroom, and it has nothing to do with being loud, dominant, or overly sexual. True confidence is quiet, grounded, and comes from a place of self-worth. When a woman knows what she wants and expresses it without fear of being judged, it creates a powerful shift in the dynamic. It tells a man that she's not looking for approval, she's owning her desires. That energy is incredibly attractive because it signals emotional maturity, self-awareness, and deep sensual presence. Many women have been conditioned to suppress their desires, to wait for the man to lead, to avoid seeming too much or too needy. But when a woman allows herself to express what she wants, whether it's a touch, a position, a pace, or even just the kind of energy she's craving, it invites him into a much more honest and connected experience. She's not pretending, she's not performing, she's being authentic, and in doing so, she gives him permission to do the same. That authenticity removes the guessing game and replaces it with real connection. Confidence also shows up in the way she moves, the way she breathes, the way she looks at him. She's not trying to fit a mold. She's not trying to copy what she thinks men like. She's exploring what she enjoys, and that level of self-ownership is what draws a man in on a primal level. It makes the experience not just about satisfying him, but about creating something that feels good for both people. And when a man sees that a woman isn't afraid to take up space with her pleasure, it creates a ripple effect. He starts to show up more fully, more attentively, more connected to her and to himself. A confident woman in bed is not afraid of being seen. She doesn't hide in the shadows of shame or insecurity. Even if she has doubts or insecurities, she doesn't let them control her. She embraces her body, her needs, and her voice. She speaks up when something feels good, and she redirects when something doesn't. That honesty doesn't kill the mood, it builds it. It shows trust. It creates a feedback loop of real-time intimacy, where both people are tuned in, adjusting, and flowing together in a shared experience. When a man experiences a woman like this, he doesn't just feel physically satisfied. He feels emotionally charged. He feels the presence of someone who is alive in her own skin, someone who doesn't need to be led unless she chooses to be, someone who owns her sensuality, not for the sake of performance, but because it's a part of who she is. That level of self-expression is what keeps a man mentally and emotionally hooked, not because she's trying to impress him, but because she's being unapologetically herself. Playfulness is one of the most underrated but powerful ingredients in intimacy. When a woman brings a sense of lightness, curiosity, and unpredictability into the bedroom, it changes everything. It breaks the routine. It awakens both people from the autopilot that so many couples fall into. Men become addicted to this energy because it keeps them emotionally engaged, mentally stimulated, and physically drawn in. It's not just about pleasure. It's about the experience feeling alive and spontaneous. Sense of but advent, your, and it boun keeps de him by our crowtor imshanal clocks, not just of her body, but of the feeling she creates with him. A playful woman doesn't take herself too seriously in bed. She's comfortable laughing. She's okay with the awkward moments. She embraces the imperfections, the funny noises, the unexpected shifts, and she turns them into shared moments instead of things to feel embarrassed about. That kind of ease is powerful because it tells a man, you can relax here. You don't have to be perfect. You can just be present with me. And when he feels that, he stops trying to perform and starts trying to connect. That's when sex moves from mechanical to meaningful, from predictable to magnetic. Playfulness also invites exploration. It opens the door to new experiences, to trying things without fear of judgment, to communicating in a way that feels natural instead of pressured. A woman who brings playfulness into the bedroom doesn't wait for things to be perfect. She creates chemistry by being fully engaged and responsive. Whether it's through teasing, gentle power shifts, spontaneous touches, or flirty energy, she brings a spark that feels fresh and exciting. That emotional charge is what keeps the connection alive long after the moment is over. This kind of playful energy taps into something deeper than arousal. It taps into emotional bonding. Laughter and lightness, when combined with physical closeness, create emotional memories. It's not just about what happened. It's about how he felt with her. He remembers how she looked at him when she laughed, how she surprised him with something unexpected, how she made him feel like a teenager again, curious, excited, drawn into the moment. Those feelings are addictive because they're rare in adult relationships that often become transactional or routine. A man becomes emotionally hooked not when a woman always knows what to do, but when she makes the experience feel alive and personal. Playfulness tells him that she's not just there to go through the motions. She's there to connect, to feel, to co-create something new each time. It's not about performance, it's about presence. She's willing to break the pattern, to change the rhythm, to stay present enough to feel what's right in that moment. And in doing so, she makes him feel like every moment with her is an experience he can't predict, but deeply wants to be a part of. Intimacy is often misunderstood as a purely physical connection. But the truth is, the deepest form of intimacy happens beyond touch. It lives in the emotional and energetic exchange between two people. A woman who connects beyond the act, through eye contact, energy, and intention, creates an experience that lingers in a man's memory long after the physical moment has passed. It's not about what's done, it's about how it's done. When a woman looks into his eyes, when her energy is attuned to his, when her presence is fully aligned with the moment, it communicates something far more powerful than words ever could. It says, I see you, I feel you, I'm with you. Eye contact, when used with intention, has the ability to disarm a man. It pierces through his walls, pulls him into the present, and makes him feel exposed in the best possible way. It shifts the experience from transactional to transformational. Most people avoid sustained eye contact during intimacy because it feels too raw, too vulnerable, too revealing. But the woman who embraces it, who holds his gaze with confidence and warmth, sends a message that she is not afraid of being fully seen, and she's not afraid of fully seeing him either. That moment of being truly seen is what starts to form an emotional addiction. Energy plays a vital role in how deeply a man connects during intimacy. If a woman is mentally distracted, emotionally distant, or simply going through the motions, her energy creates a barrier between them. But if she is fully engaged, if her energy is soft, open, responsive, and tuned into his, it creates a subtle but powerful connection that makes him feel safe, wanted, and drawn in on a primal level. It's not about intensity, it's about alignment. Her energy is saying, I'm here with you, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. That's what makes the experience unforgettable. It's not just stimulation, it's resonance. Intention shapes everything. When a woman enters intimacy with clear intention, not just to please or be pleased, but to connect her touch feels different. Her movements carry meaning, her presence has weight. She's not doing things out of habit or performance. She's responding moment by moment, guided by intuition and mutual feeling. That kind of presence pulls a man deeper into the experience. It quiets the noise in his mind, centers his attention on her, and draws out a level of emotion he rarely gets to express. He begins to associate her with clarity, with presence, with something real. The woman who connects through more than just her body gives him an experience that activates every part of him, mind, body, and soul. And once he's felt that kind of connection, it becomes nearly impossible to settle for anything less. He starts craving not just her touch, but the feeling of being with her, the feeling of being known without needing to explain himself, the feeling of intimacy that reaches beyond the physical and into the emotional core of who he is. There's something profoundly addictive about being with someone who sees you clearly and reflects back the most powerful version of yourself. When a woman leaves a man feeling seen, powerful, and deeply connected after intimacy, she becomes unforgettable to him, not because of something she did but because of how he felt in her presence. This is not about ego, stroking, or flattery. It's about emotional impact. It's about holding space for a man in a way that allows him to drop his armor and still feel strong. Most men don't get to experience that often. They're either put on a pedestal for what they provide or emotionally dismissed when they show vulnerability. But when a woman shows him that he can be both strong and soft, both dominant and tender, she reaches into a space that most never touch. Feeling seen means she notices the details others miss. It's the way she responds to his energy. It's the way she picks up on his emotions even when he doesn't say them out loud. It's how she remembers what makes him feel safe, respected, turned on, grounded. She makes him feel like he doesn't need to explain every part of himself because she gets it. That level of attunement creates a bond that feels rare and irreplaceable. It's not something he can easily articulate, but it's something he deeply feels. And when a man feels seen like that, his desire to return to that emotional space becomes instinctive. Making a man feel powerful doesn't mean feeding his ego. It means recognizing and affirming the parts of him that he wants to express but often suppresses. It's how she responds to his leadership, how she celebrates his presence, how she allows him to take control while still maintaining her own power. There's a subtle dance between surrender and strength, and when a woman moves through that with grace, a man feels like he's stepping into his highest masculine energy, not because he has to dominate, but because she inspires that side of him to emerge. He feels capable, trusted, admired, not in a performative way, but in a deeply personal way that makes him want to give more, be more, protect more. Deep connection happens when emotional intimacy is layered into physical touch. It's the way her body responds to his, the way her energy opens, the way her voice softens, the way she stays with him after. Not rushing to clean up or move on, but simply being there. Those quiet moments after, the look in her eyes, the softness of her voice, the lingering touch show where connection is sealed. It's not about drama or intensity. It's about depth. A woman who knows how to create that emotional closing to a physical experience leaves a man feeling not just satisfied, but emotionally anchored. He doesn't feel like he just had sex. He feels like he was chosen, accepted, and drawn into something sacred. That's the experience he keeps chasing, even if he can't explain why